everyone, it's Daphne from Scrap and Create, and today I'm going to share with you the completed Fashion Forward mini album. I'm so excited. I think it turned out really, really well. I've not done a calendar collection before, so this was something new for me. This is an 8.5 by 8.5 by 3.5 inch spine, and the reason the spine is deeper than usual is because we've got 6 pocket pages in this album. Normally my albums have 4. So this one's got a few extra pages, and that helps us get 1 page dedicated per month of the calendar. So I decided to embrace the fact that this is a calendar collection and actually set it up January through December. But I have to say that you could use this collection in a lot of different ways. When you look at the collection pack, there really is only one cut apart, and it's about 4 inches by 1.5 inches that has the month on it. Otherwise, they're just all these beautiful images. So you could easily repurpose this to be anything you want. You could do it by season, or you could just do it by color. And again, like I said, if you cut that one about 4 by 1.5 inch strip off that designates the months, it's pretty much a generic collection. It's just a beautiful, bright, cheerful collection. So I'm going to start by going over the cover here and sharing with you that I've added Prima flowers. And if you click the show more under the description, you'll find a link, a material list link, and links to our shop for the products that are used in this mini album. In addition to that, if you scroll just beyond that, you will find the cut list. The cut list is extremely simple because it's really only got 2 interactive features. They're used slightly differently per page, but they're constructed the same. So it's very easy. There's 12 4.5 by 8 inch flaps, and then there's 4 pocket flaps, and I'll show that to you when we get to the inside. So here is some of the ribbon that comes with the bundle, and this is also ribbon that's featured in the bundle, and I put a little tab up here as well. What you see right here is the January cut apart off the 12 by 12 collection pack. This is from the ephemera pack itself. This is also a cut apart from January 12 by 12 collection pack, as well as this. And these 2 little word descriptors are also cut aparts. It's one of the strips that runs down the side of the monthly cut apart in the collection pack. This is a sticker, which is backed by cardstock, and then this is the chipboard piece. This is also part of the 12 by 12 collection pack cut apart for January. I chose January just because I really like the blue. It's just so cheerful. Okay, and then on the side, this is the patterns and solids, which Graphic has done lots of patterns and solids with the words behind it. I've decided to feature these charms, which come as part of the bundle if you buy the bundle from us. So the charms come as part of the bundle, not the chain. So I just want to point that out. And then here's the back, which I kept nice, simple, and flat so that you can lay it down. I don't always feature a closure, but on this album I featured a bow closure. So let's get to the inside. It's so exciting. Okay, here we go. So here's January. Isn't it gorgeous? It's so beautiful. So over here on the inside cover, I'm featuring an ephemera piece. That's the top of the ephemera, and then the back side is the journaling part. So I used 2. One is face up and one is face down. And then these are just a simple waterfall feature. Okay, and it's all held in place by magnets on the ephemera card and the top waterfall feature. Okay, so I had mentioned before that there is very simple flap design in this album, and it repeats itself. So there's 2 interactive pieces. This is what I'm calling the pocket flap because it is a pocket and it flaps left and right. And this is the 4.5 by 8 inch simple flap, and that's it. So you're going to see this reflected throughout the book. But I'm placing them on different sides of the book depending on this ephemera piece, and I'll tell you why as we're going through it. These are cut aparts from the 12 by 12 collection pack. You get all kinds of cut aparts that you can use as embellishments throughout the album. This is also part of the 12 by 12 cut apart. This is a 12 by 12 cut apart as well. So what I mentioned before is if you take that January off, it could be a journaling card that's very generic. It doesn't have to have a month per se. And in fact, this only goes through the weeks. It doesn't go through the days. which keeps it even more generic. So this is the cut apart from the 12 by 12 collection pack. And then on the flip side, this is another piece of the cut aparts. This is an ephemera card that comes from the ephemera pack if you get the bundle. This is face up, and this is the flip side. And I have to say, in this collection, the flip side of the journaling cards are some of the prettiest that I've ever seen. I was really wanting to make sure that I was featuring the flip side of the ephemera cards, because in some cases I like the journaling part better than the image part. Okay, so each one of them is going to also have an ephemera card that opens on top. And then, as you can see, I did some color blocking here. This is from the cut apart of the 12 by 12 collection pack. This is the strip that runs down the side of the collection pack that I trimmed off to use to cover the black part, the back part of this ephemera card, so it wouldn't just be a piece of bold black. I again featured it here. And that's just a strip that runs down the side of the collection pack. And what I used here is from the 8x8. This is what it would look like on the 12 by 12, which is a little bit deeper. You could use it, but I used the 8x8 because it was a little bit smaller form factor. This is part of the die cuts. And this is a sticker, and this is part of the cut aparts. So you get all kinds of these goodies. And I left them in here loose because I thought once you get your photos located, then you could add these little designer elements. Okay, this goes like this. This is the January. Now on the back of each of these, I didn't cover them in the tutorial, but I did go back and cover them, and I left a blank space on the bottom to do some journaling, and this would be where you feature your photo. And it slips right back into this pocket. And again, I covered it because I didn't, when you open it, sorry, there we go. When you open it, I didn't want to see a big black spot right there. Okay, so that is January. And then we've got a nice pullout that is the full length of the pocket page. And I'm going to leave that in there because on the flip side is the matching one for January. And of course it comes all the way out. I mean February. Comes all the way out. So here's February. Now you can see that I've located the pockets on different sides, and here's why. Based on where the image is predominant on this piece of ephemera card, I wanted to layer this, so I didn't want to cover up her face. If I put this on this side, I would have covered her up. So basically my rule of thumb was if the image is to the right, then it goes on the 4.5 by 8 inch flap to the right, and that way I can do this layering without covering up her face or, you know, cutting her down in a funny way. Here's more of those cut aparts. Here's a little piece of chipboard. There's our monthly card that slips out, and in addition to that, this is a cut apart from that month that I've added to the pocket. And the reason I didn't have one in January is because January's cut apart is right there. But the rest of them all have their monthly cut apart also stashed in that pocket. These are cut aparts from the 12 by 12 collection pack. There's the flip side of this ephemera journaling card. Another cut apart, cut apart, cut apart, cut apart, chipboard, cut aparts, including this one. And then this strip is actually from the 12 by 12 collection pack. And you can tell just by the size of the font here. Okay, I also left this as a pocket. I didn't actually put anything in it, but it is a pocket that you could put something in if you wanted to. So that's January. Oops, goes like this. This is all held together with a magnet that's placed here and also on the center here. I use small magnets for this, and if I had it to do over again, I'd use larger magnets because this is quite a bit of weight. Okay, here's March. So again, you're going to see the same images, cut aparts, cut aparts. This is a cut apart, so is this. Here is the cut apart card that comes in the 12 by 12. More cut aparts. You just have so many little elements that you can add. This is a sticker. Here's the flip side of this ephemera journaling card. And then here, these are cut aparts. And then I left this sticker and that cut apart loose so that you could add it to your photos after you lay them in. Okay, we have another large photo mat. And again, the coordinating one is on the flip side. This is April. So pretty much what I've gone over so far, we're just going to repeat everything that you've seen that's been a cut apart in these spaces will be cut aparts for the following months. And there's a card in here. Here's a nice journaling space. Got a cut aparts, sticker, cut aparts. This is from the 12 by 12. Okay, May. Large sticker. June wasn't put together. Oops. June's supposed to look like that. Sorry. Cut aparts. Cut aparts. So I mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. There are 8 ephemera cards in the pack. So you get 2 of each. So you don't have one for each month. But each month does have a cut apart that you can use. So in this case, I used the cut apart because it didn't have a monthly ephemera card. And that means I didn't have the flip side. And that's why this one looks different. Okay. I got a sticker and a cut apart. Okay, there's your July. I just think these are beautiful. So look how beautiful this would be for a card. So easy. You know, it's just almost all you need. A card topper and maybe a couple of statements, stickers, another sticker, and a tuck spot. And again, all of these are pockets. I just don't have anything in them. Here we go. It's getting a little bulky. There's August. It's hard to see, but this is one of the die cuts. I mean, you really just can't use all of the embellishments, even if you tried. There's just so much. At least not in one book. Fall. I love this image. I think she's probably my favorite. And this is another one where we didn't have the month, so it came from the 12 by 12 cut apart, and then I just added some coordinating cardstock there. Okay. I covered all of the inserts with the 8 by 8 patterns and solids. So that's where these images came from, and that's why they're slightly scaled down. Now I have to point out here that I made a mistake when I was cutting and queuing everything to make the album. I flipped October and November. So this is actually November and this is actually October. And I mentioned that in the design process, but I want to let you know they're both orange and green, so they go both ways. But if you look at the flip side of this, it is actually November. I mean, did I say that right? October. So these would have been reversed. I did get the October with October, but the pattern for October is really this gourd. So just FYI, I think it works either way. I had cut everything apart and put it in Ziplocs, and I had labeled them, and I had somehow gotten that one in wrong. So it happens, but I'm not too disappointed with the look. I don't think anybody would know if I didn't tell them, honestly. But you might catch it when you're putting it together. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, here's our November. There's our November cut apart. It's all gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. This is actually one of the die cuts, and these are cut aparts, and that's part of the cut apart as well. Okay, and then December, it's our last month. So here's December. There we go. Nice little pocket. This is another one that did not have an ephemera card, so it's part of the 12 by 12 cut apart, and I just used the coordinating cardstock behind it. These are all cut aparts. It's a sticker. Cut aparts, both of them. And then here is our December. So here's one of the small ephemera cards, front and back, and then a nice little waterfall here. So if I had it to do over again, there's two things I would have done. One, I would have used a larger magnet. And two, I would have not mixed up October and November. But that's it for the album. I hope you guys enjoyed. I spent a lot of time thinking about this album before I actually started building it. And I gotta tell you, I actually am happier with it than I thought I would be. I'm really pleased with the way this turned out. I think it's very functional. You get a lot of storage, and I like the I like featuring this sort of calendar month by month. So here we go. It is pretty full, but there is room for photos as you add to it, and that's another reason why I added the bow. So there you go. That is it. That's Fashion Forward Graphic 45's latest collection and our latest album. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This is Daphne from Scrap and Crate. I want to remind you to like, share, and subscribe so that you're notified of all the latest albums that we put out there. We really appreciate you sharing your time with us. And then lastly, if you click the show more in the description, first you'll come across the links to our shop for all the products used, and the second thing you'll see is the cut list. And I also want to share with you and remind everyone that our tutorials are free, and we appreciate you watching them, but please share. And if you see something online, it is our intent to keep it online. We have reviewed the latest policies on YouTube, and they had some changes come out. We are in compliance with that. We have no expectation to bring any of our videos down. So if you start a project, you'll be able to finish a project. Thanks again for tuning in. This is Daphne from Scrap and Crate. Bye.